Hi, ladies and gentlemen. Eric Smithson from OC Goodwill, and I'm really excited to introduce ItsHadrian. Hadrian is definitely a master of many trades. He has an amazing design sense. He does home decor. He has his own reselling business. He is just so good at so many different things. And if you donate $2.40 during his segment, you will be entered into a drawing to win some really fabulous prizes. So without any further ado, it's Hadrian.
Hey guys, it's Hadrian here. How's everyone doing today? Hope you guys are all doing fantastic. I'm really excited to be partnering with the Orange County Goodwill during this Giving Tuesday event, and I'm so happy that you guys are here to hang out with me today and during my little Q&A live segment on reselling tips and tricks. Um, so for the layout of this little segment that I'm doing with you guys, I really want to get your questions, and you guys let me know what you guys want me to talk about specifically, because I really would love to answer questions that you guys have about the best way, like as far as the reselling goes. Okay, okay. So let me just give you a little background on myself first. I'm kind of almost a new-ish kind of thrifter. I have started thrifting maybe around the time I started working with the Goodwill about 3 years ago, and I have never looked back since. I am truly converted to thrifting. I just love it so much that I dedicated my YouTube channel pretty much to thrifting. I have probably I think I have like 2,000 videos on there just about going to thrift stores, showing you guys the amazing things you can find, and showing you guys that it's possible to find these treasures in the thrift store. I love to call my little treasure hunting trips Goodwill hunting, because I Goodwill has just been such an integral part of my thrifting story, and I'm just really excited to be here with them and you guys. And now with reselling, I cannot even begin to describe how crazy my whole thrift story has been. I never really thought I was going to be a thrifter, let alone a reseller at all. It kind of all just like fell into my lap, and I had just I just ran with it. And during this time that we're all kind of like stuck at home and twiddling our thumbs, not really knowing what to do. Am I going to cut my bangs? Am I going to cut my hair? I did all those things already. Am I going to make that Dalgona coffee, which I've also done? A lot of people are cleaning out their garages, cleaning out their closets, just kind of tidying up, and kind of hand in hand with that goes reselling. So a lot of us are, even like I have been like kind of like wondering like what um, are ways that I can get my items like up online, get them sold. How much money am I going to be able to make on this item? How much am I going to be able to make on that? So this is what I really wanted to talk with you guys today. So, okay. So I have a question here. What's your favorite reselling app and why? Okay, so let's get into that. My favorite reselling apps that I am on primarily are Depop, which is probably my number one. I love Poshmark. I love Mercari. And of course, there's eBay, there's Letgo, there's Facebook Marketplace, and things like that. But I think definitely my favorite ones are Depop, Mercari, and Poshmark. So with these three things comes kind of different lands of like navigation for what you're going to be able to sell on these different platforms. Each platform kind of caters to like a different demographic of a consumer and what they're looking for. Poshmark, I have found, is kind of more on the trendy side of like clothing, like your J. Crew, your what other brands are there? Abercrombie, uh, Aritzia, and also more towards like the high end stuff, like maybe Gucci. Um, Louis Vuitton and stuff like that. And then there's Depop, which I think is definitely more of an urban streetwear vibe. So they like really cool, like like TikTokers and like e-boys, e-girls, and stuff like that. Like that kind of fashion is really what is really popular there. And even the way that you sell and market your items, as far as just taking pictures of them, how your photos look, your descriptions, and all of them are pretty different for each of the different platforms that you're going to be putting your items on. So I'm going to go into that a little bit later on as well. But yeah, those are my favorite reselling apps. So I think those three are my top three favorites. And a tip and trick, I guess. I don't know if you necessarily call it that, but a great way to sell your items quicker and faster is to definitely take advantage of all these different platforms. Putting your item up on multiple selling platforms will increase your exposure and increase the chance of your item selling quicker. So definitely cross list. I think that's a very important thing. I know a lot of people get scared of it. When I first started reselling, I was like, ooh, like it's gonna be too much. It's gonna be too much hard work. Da da da. But it's actually very, very easy. Once you create that listing, you just literally copy and paste everything from into each of the different platforms that you're using, and things will sell a lot quicker that way. Okay, another question we have here. Posh Catch, what is the toughest part about reselling? I think the toughest part for me about reselling is I am not a fan of photographing and listing items. I feel like that's like the most tedious part, but then also the most rewarding part when we are able to make that sell because you're actually listing and posting your items in your various platforms. But yeah, definitely, I am just like photos. The best part is definitely thrifting, right? But of course, right now we don't have access to the thrift store, especially here in Southern California. I know in other places of the world, some places have started opening up again, but I'm still here waiting and bidding my time until the Orange County Goodwill opens their doors again and I can run inside and start thrifting because I miss it intensely. I have some more questions over here that people asked me prior to when this video or this live went up. But oh, my dream is a story on Instagram. What items do you find the most besides bags? So if you guys are familiar with my YouTube channel or Instagram, I love handbags. It's one of my most thrifted items. I'm always looking for them, but other than handbags, I love a good mug. I love thrifting mugs. I probably have 5 million different cups. I collect anthropology cups, those letter ones with the initials. I am obsessed with, and those are actually really great in reselling too. Anything really from anthropology will do pretty well. I love Starbucks mugs. I collect those. The 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 ones with the different like places, like the location cups, are my favorite. I love those so much, and those are actually really great resellers as well. On, I think Poshmark and Mercari, they do really, really well on. I have sold a lot of those on there. And if you guys have any like extra ones or anything, or some that you don't want anymore, get those up in those platforms because they will sell a lickety splits very quickly. Um, oh, Matea asked the same question. Do you have a favorite thrifted find? Ooh, from Thrifted Queen. Hi, Ellie. How's it going? I do have a favorite, and I actually coincidentally have it right behind me. So I'll actually show it to you guys because it is right over here. So this is one of my most cherished thrifted finds ever. It is a Louis Vuitton luggage piece. And a lot of people don't believe me when I say I got it from the Goodwill, but I literally still have the sticker here just to prove that I actually did get it from the Goodwill, and it was only $100. This piece is just like my unicorn piece. I love it to death. It's one of my best finds, and so excited over that. And then also again with that Louis Vuitton piece, um, another thing that's really important for reselling, especially when you're reselling designer items like Louis Vuitton, Chanel, whether or not you found out the Goodwill, whether or not it's sitting in your closet and you're trying to get rid of it, definitely, authentication is key. There are lots of different places where you can go to have your items authenticated. And a lot of platforms are offering authentication services right now. Mercari is actually one of them. Authentication is currently free. I don't know how long it's going to go for, but if you're looking to authenticate things for free and to get them listed online, Mercari is a really great place. I don't believe there is a uh, price limit for the authentication. Like if you're listing a Louis Vuitton bag for $150, um, you can get that authenticated for free. But I know if you're selling something on Poshmark and you're selling it for $400, you're gonna have to list it at 500 for the authentication services. So those are other things to think about when you're selling online, especially when you're selling luxury. Those are very, very important because you don't want to sell anything that is not authentic because again, that's illegal. But um, definitely get your pieces authenticated, or at least sell them on a platform that does give you the free authentication or authentication at a certain price. Okay. Oh, thank you, Elle. You are so sweet. What is one thing you bought for resale that you couldn't part with? Okay. Actually, probably the Louis Vuitton luggage. That one. Um, I actually thrifted this Loewe bag from the same store. I actually thrifted both of these pieces from Rare. If you guys have not been to Rare, it is one of my favorite little Orange County Goodwill stores. I think it's considered a boutique, but it is super cool. This Loewe bag, I believe, retails for about $2,000. I got it for $7, and I was like, "Ooh, that is a really good one." But I haven't been able to resell it. I still have it with me. I love it so much, and it has just spawned like an obsession with Loewe, and now I'm just like Loewe obsessed. I have so many Loewe bags now. It is insane. So there's that. Also, another question that I got before was, how do you get new products? Like I'm already done like listing all the stuff inside my closet. I have nothing else left. Like how do I source when the thrift stores are closed? I think it's called online arbitrage. That is the best way. Just scour the internet, look everywhere for the best deals. Lots of resellers are actually offering boxes where they'll have like 30, 40 pieces that you can put up for sale in your own shop and make a profit off of that. But I have actually found a lot of success recently just like looking for items online at really great discounts. And I have just been so obsessed with like searching. That's all I do now, especially since I can't go thrifting. Online thrifting is the way to go. Um, Another question that I have is how do I know how much to sell an item for? That is a really good question that I get asked a lot. It's kind of tricky because especially if the item is something that you purchased at full price. Like I bought the Chanel bag for $5,000. I'm not gonna want to sell it for like $1,000, right? So the best thing to do is to do your research when you're putting up an item for sale. Some apps that you can use will give you uh, an average price. Like it'll give you a suggested price. That's what it is actually. I was like, oh, I'm gonna list up this shirt, and then the app will say, oh, you should list it at about $13. But you can also do your own research. Do Google search, which is my favorite way to do it. You can find so many things on Google, but say I wanted to see how much this camera is. This is a Canon EOS M6. How much does it resell for? You type it in Google. You can actually press the little shop button in the search, and then it'll show you how much these are being sold brand new, and then it'll also show you how much they're being sold secondhand. And then what I like to do is I kind of like to take the average price of what it's selling at currently and sell and list it at that. You can also do searches on the various platforms that you're going to be selling the item on. So say I'm going to sell something on Mercari. I'm selling this camera. how much does it sell for, type in the model of the camera. There's actually a button to search sold items, and you can see how much it's recently sold for, and you can engage that way how much you want to list your item at. So I feel like that's a really good way to search for how much to list one of your items. Ooh, from Second Half Hipsters, what's your thrifting routine? Well, when I am able to thrift, I actually only thrift on the weekends. I know it's crazy, but I would love to be able to thrift all the time, but unfortunately, I have prior commitments during the week. So Saturday and Sunday are my days to go thrifting. I just go to as many thrift stores as possible. I go to 6 to 9 to even 12 stores in one day. And I kind of have a routine going. When I enter the store, I always go to pretty much handbags first. That's my number one favorite thing to look for, like I said before. And then I'll go transition through like home goods, then shoes, and then usually I do clothing last because that is the longest. Like that takes the longest for me to search through. But that is what my routine is. Just the weekend thrifting, hitting as many stores as I can, and then during the week I will try and list the items that I have found. Do you have any tips on shipping items? Ooh, yes, Nancy. Okay. Uh, a lot of the platforms that you can sell on will offer shipping via either FedEx or USPS or UPS. And what's really fantastic, I always use USPS, which is the easiest I find for me. But USPS actually offers free shipping boxes if you're shipping priority mail, which is usually how these items are going to be mailed out anyway. So you can actually go onto the USPS website and have them mail you boxes and shipping bags, and it's all for free. And then you can actually schedule everything to be picked up as well. You just have to give them 24 hours in advance notice. And what's fantastic is that you don't have to be home for them to pick up your items. You can leave them in a certain location. You can leave a little note for them, like, oh, I'm going to leave it behind like the back gate, behind the trash can, or something like that. And that little message will go to the mail person that's coming to your house to pick it up. And they can go and grab your packages. Or you can even have them just knock on the door to pick up your items as well. I find right now during quarantine, I'll just like leave everything for them to pick up. So there's like really minimal contact with someone else, which is perfect. And I get all of my shipping stuff from them as well. They just drop it off at the house, and everything is just like really, really awesome and very, very effective. So I love doing that. And I also love, especially with a lot of how Amazon is like so popular. We get Amazon packages all the time. I literally will save all the boxes, and I will save all of the packaging supplies inside, and I recycle everything. So if you buy something from me, you will get it in a recycled Amazon box. You will get it. I recycle all the packaging, like the little packaging stuff. Like I have it all saved. I have this bag in my room, but I literally have like 3 or 4 boxes in the garage full of just these like packing things because they are perfect and they are free. Because if you buy those at the store yourself, it's a little bit more expensive, right? So yeah, those are my packing and shipping tips. Um, I'm like totally missing any of the questions that are going up. So if I missed any of your questions, just ask them again. But let me see what else I have here. Oh, okay. So tips on taking photos of your items. Photos are exponentially important when you are listing something. You want to make sure that your lighting is good. You want to make sure that your item looks great. So if you're going to be listing a shirt, you don't want it to be wrinkly. You want it to be ironed out. It's great if you can take the photo of it sprawled out, or you have it hanging, or if you have a mannequin, or if you're going to model it yourself, even better. Natural lighting is the best. Um, Before I got a light box, I would take photos next to the window. I would go outside in the front yard and take my pictures there. You can get construction paper, or this is actually contact paper that I have that looks like marble. And you can lay this on the floor and take your pictures on top of it, and it looks like you're taking pictures on top of a marble table or something and it's like literally like wrapping paper or contact paper. I think that is a really, really great way to elevate the look of your item when you're reselling it and taking photos of it online. Or you can get like construction paper in different colors. I have this pink one right here. This is really great as well. And we'll add like some visual interest to your photos as well so that they're more eye-catching, because a million people are going to be selling their same Abercrombie shirt, but it's definitely if the photo jumps at you and the description of your item is really good, and if your price is right, then your item is definitely going to get sold before another one. So I think that is another really important thing when you are reselling things online. Photos are paramount. They are very important, as well as your description. So let's get into the description part. When you're reselling descriptions, try to describe your item as vividly as possible. Don't forget to add the measurements. When I'm putting up a handbag, say I have this really cute little Fendi bag right here. You're going to give the dimensions of the base, like, oh, the base of this bag is 10 inches, the width is 4 inches, and the height is 8 inches. But you're also going to want to give the height of this little drop in the handle, because people want to know whether or not they're going to be able to put their arm through it. Like, my arm barely fits through here, and I would want to know whether or not I can put this through my arm. So things like that are really, really important. And I think it's really great when all those answers are already provided for your customer before you're going to be listing it up. So that way they don't have to ask you, like, all that information is already there. And yeah. But also don't forget to always disclose to like any slight imperfection, anything like, oh, there's a tiny little scuff in the corner, there's a little mark right here. You're always going to want to make sure to put that in the description, because you don't want to surprise your buyer with like a scratch or something that they didn't intend to have on the bag when they purchased it. And you want to make your customers as happy as possible. I always say treat your customers the way you want to be treated. I would never want to get a scratched bag that I didn't know wasn't scratched in the mail. So definitely always leave a really great detailed description of your item. It's the second, I don't know if it's the second or the most. It's probably tied up there with the photo. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, recycling is so important. To recycle all your boxes, so important. When is the store? I don't know when the stores are reopening yet. I'm so sorry. Okay, so then up next, I would like to talk about. Let us see. Oh, know your market. I know this is another really important thing when it comes to reselling. Certain types of items will sell better on different platforms. I find that, like I talked to you earlier when we first started, certain types of items, like if I'm gonna sell like more urban clothing, like really like that TikTok kind of clothing, or e-boy, e-girl, vintage '90s clothing, Depop is the way to go. If I'm selling kind of like the Aeropostale, the Abercrombie, the J. Crew, the Madewell, Poshmark is really great. And then for more specialty items, like I'm selling a carburetor for a car, eBay would be the best. So know what your item is and what category it falls into, and then where it will sell the best. You just have to do a little bit of research, but it's not really anything too difficult. But again, cross-listing helps. You can cross-list all these items through everything, though not everything, not all platforms will allow you to sell certain items. Poshmark just recently allowed selling home decor items, and Mercari always has. Depop, where I sell my handbags, it's more popular to sell like clothing items on there. So you can sell home decor, but I found that they don't sell as well or as quickly. So you just kind of have to see what kind of item you have and where you think it's going to sell best at, and that's what you should do. Let me see what else is up here. But I think we're actually cutting it really close to the time. So I just wanted to close out by thanking you guys so much for hanging out with me today with my little Q&A reseller part of today's Giving Tuesday at home with OC Goodwill live event. Again, thank you so much for the Goodwill for allowing us to do this. I think it's so much fun and allowing me to be part of this community. I'm just so thankful. Also, do not forget that we are going to be raffling off certain items for this segment of the video. I am raffling off a 30-minute Skype or Zoom call with myself. We can talk about thrifting or reselling, whatever you like. I can give you a whole house tour if you want. And then later on today, I'm going to be doing another segment at 6:30 where we're going to be cooking a Cinco de Mayo meal with Mom. And I know you guys love Mom. We're going to be making carne asada tacos and shrimp tacos, which I think are going to be it's going to be so delicious, you guys. It's going to be so much fun. And I'm also going to be raffling off this little guy. This little set. Alexa, turn on the box light. Is she listening to me? Ah, she is. Okay. So I'm raffling off this little set right here. $3 per raffle ticket, and all the proceeds again definitely are going to the Goodwill. So I'm gonna that link is gonna be down below in the description box for you guys to check out. But we have this really cute Madewell bag. As you guys know, I love a good handbag. We have this beautiful brand new Starbucks mug, and then a gold and a white vase. So pretty. But thank you guys again so much for hanging out with me during this little segment. Hope you guys are having a super fun time so far with all of the people going on live today. I cannot wait to see what everyone else is doing today in their live segments and pre-recorded segments as well. So thank you guys again so much. Bye.